Hey guys, so today is you're going to be watching this video on Tuesday. This is the second day of writing workshop work for your editorial. In your last lesson, you really focused and zeroed in on your topic. You wrote it as a question, starting with the word should. You thought about questions that have more than one reasonable answer, and you focused on smaller issues inside the topic. Your homework last night, or last class, was to look at those 8 questions you came up with and decide which one you're the most passionate about, which one you have the most information about, is most familiar to you, you have access to information about it, and which one you think you could do your best job convincing your audience on. So today, the focus in class is going to be on finding and gathering possible arguments that you could use to support your position. You'll remember that when we read editorials, when we were looking at the questions for understanding, one of the questions was, what are the arguments that support the author's position? So now you need to come up with your own. What are the things you're going to say in this editorial to convince people? How will you convince them? So I'm going to model for you today using MindNode. I've chosen a particular question. It starts with the word should. It's got more than one reasonable answer, and it's something that's more specific about nutrition. And so the question I'm going to work with today is, should nutrition be a required class in schools? Now I need to choose my position, and on this particular question, I'm going to create an editorial that says no, nutrition should not be a required class in school. So I'm going to start a new node, and I'm just going to say that. Nope. Okay. So from here, I need to come up with some supporting arguments, and I need to brainstorm them. And so I'm going to model that for you, and then you guys are going to do this for your own topics. So let's say that when I think about no, I don't think nutrition should be a required class in school, the first reason that I think that is that honestly, I think that there's more than enough public information already available about healthy food choices, and that we really don't need kids to be forced to learn more about nutrition or forced to have a required class in school that could take away from maybe another class that they're more passionate about or they don't know a lot about. I feel like there's already a lot of information available on the media and in a variety of media. We have health classes in school. Most people already know what good foods are, what good nutrition looks like. So that's really my first argument, that there's already enough public information available. People have enough access to this information. Okay, so my second possible argument I could think of for why I don't think that nutrition should be a required class in school is that instead of taking off another elective from kids and having them take nutrition classes, I think what we should probably do is slow down. Slow down our lifestyle. So many of you are rushing from your last block class to your sports practice or a club or play rehearsal, and then from there you go to tutoring sessions, and from there you maybe go to a piano lesson, and from there you go home and you quickly eat dinner and you got to do homework, and somewhere along the way you might be shoving food in your face just because it's quick. And instead of taking an elective away from you, maybe what we need to be doing is slowing down the pace of our life and taking away the need for people to just eat something that's fast and convenient. Okay, so here I've got 2 supporting arguments so far. Another one that I thought about for why I don't think teaching a required class is going to be adequate enough is that, as I said before, education, we already have a lot of knowledge about this, but one of the real problems I see with access to adequate nutrition is the cost. Nutritional foods are expensive. They cost, it costs more money to make a salad than it does to buy a burger off the dollar menu at McDonald's. And that's an issue that I think we really need to address. Rather than doing more education about it, you could teach kids all you want about what a healthy meal is, but if they can't afford it, it doesn't do them very much good. So I think instead we need to focus on adequate access to nutritional foods and making them more affordable. Okay. I guess another possible argument that I could make to support this is that teaching nutrition as a class in school isn't going to have a significant impact because kids aren't the ones making their food choices for themselves at home for the most part. For the most part, parents are the ones doing the shopping. They're the ones buying the food that's in the house, and they're the ones paying for it and bringing it in. So kids really can only put together healthy options based on what's in the house, and they're not the ones doing the grocery shopping. So maybe nutrition classes should be required for parents. But I think that you could teach kids a lot about nutrition, but they can only do so much with the material that they have access to. So I guess if I was going to say another reason, let's see if I can go up here. Is that kids aren't the ones making food choices. So that would be another reason why I don't think we should take away another elective from kids for nutrition, because they're not really the ones buying the food. Okay, so I've come up with 4 different supporting arguments that I can make to defend or support my position on the issue, which is that no, nutrition classes shouldn't be required in school. You saw me go through this. You saw me use MindNote to do it. You heard my thinking process as I thought out loud. What I would like you to do now is a think, pair, share. And what that's going to look like is I want you to take some time individually by yourselves to brainstorm as many supporting arguments that you can make that will help persuade your audience to believe your position on your issue. Just like I just did, come up with as many things as you can think of, as many points that you could make in your editorial that would be supportive. Right now, I don't want you to judge them or evaluate them or say, no, that's not a good one. Don't do that yet. Just brainstorm as many possible things as you can think of. After you have time to do that by yourself, you're going to switch computers with somebody at your table group. Or if you did this on paper, you're going to give them your paper. However you did this brainstorm. You can do MindNote, Google Doc, paper, whatever works for you. You're going to swap with somebody at your table group. They're not going to evaluate or judge your arguments or your points. They're going to add to them. Perhaps someone at your table group can look at your topic and then look at your particular position on the topic, and they can say, oh, you forgot one or you missed one. Like, these are 4 good ones, but did you think about this? And so they're going to add an idea to your brainstorm of possible points you can make to support your particular position. So when you get somebody else's, your job is not to judge what they already have, but to add to them, to try to think for them and help them out. Maybe you can come up with something that they didn't come up with. And then after you've added to their piece, give it back to them so that they can look at it and they can think about it, and maybe your idea would spark something else in them. So I want you to stop this video and I want you to do the think, pair, share, where first you come up with these supporting arguments yourself, and then you swap with somebody at your table group and they add to your brainstorm for something that you didn't think of. After you're done with that process, I want you to watch the second video, which is going to do this, model this process for you, but about coming up with the opposing argument and then refuting it. Okay? Good luck.